everyone, and welcome back to my channel, My Crypto Teacher. My name is Ida and I am your crypto teacher. All right guys, today crypto is still not going anywhere. I'm going to share with you all and be transparent about my top 5 crypto holdings. I own about 15 different cryptos, and some of them are, you all hear me talk about a lot, but today I'm just going to share with you all my top 5 cryptos that I hold, and that represent about between 60 and 70% of all the money that I have invested in crypto. I'm also going to share with you all why these are my top 5 cryptos. All right, so the first thing I want to do, you all know that I bring you videos. You just never know when, but often. Please make sure you click on like, subscribe, and share. Remember, sharing is caring. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can see when I bring you all new videos. All right, so my very first crypto I'm going to talk about is Polygon Matic. Now, these cryptos that I'm going to share with you today, it doesn't mean I'm not giving them to you in any order. So it doesn't mean I have the most amount of my money invested in Polygon. It just means that I'm just giving it to you all in this particular order. So nothing special. First, you've heard me talk a lot about Polygon Matic. I've made a lot of videos about this particular project. Just recently, the ecosystem update Q3 2022, they have partnerships with Starbucks, Robinhood, their ZK, EVM, and the merge. Let's talk a little bit about that. Over the past few months, Polygon technology teams have been busy helping ship products, sign partnerships, grow the community, and improve the network. They're doing a lot. Even though this is a sucky bear market, Polygon Matic continues to innovate, and that's what you want to have in a good chain. You want to make sure that any crypto that you are invested in, and this is not investment advice. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply sharing with you my journey and how I invest in cryptocurrency. Now, I make sure that the projects that I am invested in are continuing to innovate. That is something that is important to me. Polygon Matic has a lot of innovation. You can see their partnerships are continuing to increase. They're continuing to develop their technology, innovation, and their sustainability. Their dApps, they have over 53,000 dApps that are currently on Polygon. Polygon is a layer 2 blockchain, or like a side chain to Ethereum. They also have almost 6 million unique active addresses. They have over 256 million transactions, and their social media presence is on point, okay? The community growth, take a look at their social media. The combined follower count for our 3 main Twitter channels topped 1.75 million. That's about a 7% increase from the start of the quarter. So Polygon is continuing to have growth there. Their product growth, this is a very good piece of technology. They have the zero knowledge, the ZK proofs are widely considered to be the ultimate solution for blockchain scaling. That's very important. Polygon technology made history when in July it unveiled the Polygon ZK EVM, the first step on making sure Ethereum can support the next billion users. They even have a partnership with Disney. They were selected by Disney. They were one of the only blockchains that was selected to do a project with Disney. So Polygon Matic is just on point, doing the right things. Also, it's a green blockchain. Polygon started the quarter as a carbon neutral blockchain. That's important because a part of the disdain for blockchain, or a con, some people believe that blockchain transactions burn too much energy. And so Polygon is a carbon neutral blockchain, which is good. And the merge and going beyond, Ethereum's successful shift to proof of stake consensus, known as the merge, erased about 60,000 tons of Polygon CO2 emissions. So that is some important things about Polygon Matic. And so that is why Polygon Matic is one of my top holdings. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. We would not be talking about favorites if I didn't include Bitcoin. Now, as I've told you all before, you know I go back and forth on Bitcoin, but you just cannot count Bitcoin out. Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. It represents about 40% of the entire crypto market. So I would be unwise not to hold some Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin does not make up the bulk of my portfolio. It just doesn't. I believe in diversification. Bitcoin is supposed to be used as a hedge to inflation. And you all can see that even with inflation going up, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin has continued to go down. But there's, Bitcoin could be the currency of the future or one of the currencies of the future, so you can't count it out. Paul Tudor Jones, I want to show you all a quick clip from him. Paul Tudor Jones is a billionaire hedge fund investor, and he's made his billions by being innovative and by being a visionary, and he believes truly in Bitcoin. And you've got to listen to the people that have been successful. And so he is a person that I follow, and he did an interview on CNBC. You all, cryptocurrency is talked about on CNBC every day. That is telling me that crypto is becoming more and more mainstream. That's how we know it's not going anywhere. The biggest trick to crypto is going to be identifying projects that are going to be the most successful. And that's what I've attempted to do. I've been really reassessing my own portfolio, trying to downsize and streamline into fewer projects. And there are going to be some big winners. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know which ones, but I've tried to do the best that I can do. Again, this is not financial advice. So Paul Tudor Jones, he talks about how he does keep some Bitcoin, and he believes in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I just want you all to hear. He talks about inflation. He gives you a quick synopsis of some of the macroeconomic factors that are currently impacting the market. This is also important information for you to understand and for me to understand as an investor. So let's go ahead and listen to Paul Tudor Jones.
In the middle of the pandemic, I remember you joining us. I remember you joining and talking about the possibility of a runaway inflation. And one of the things you talked about then was a hedge around using crypto and Bitcoin. And your friend Stan Druckenmiller had bought some Bitcoin at the time too. Stan Druckenmiller recently had an interview with Joe Kernan at Delivering Alpha. Said he's out of Bitcoin. Where are you?
I've still got a very minor allocation. I've always had a small allocation to it. I think, if you think about every decade, the 70s were the decade of inflation. The 80s was a decade of kind of boom bust, huge swings in dollar volatility. The 90s was equitization, the dot-com bubble. The aughts was the mortgage bubble and the great financial crisis. The teens were the peak of globalization and probably the peak of central bank experimentation with monetary policy, right? The 20s, I'm afraid, are going to be that period where we really focus on debt dynamics country by country, fiscal deficits, and the need to run certainly fiscal policy in a way that gives people confidence in the long-run value of the currency. And the problem that we've had really for the last 12 years is that we've done this massive experimentation with monetary policy where we suppressed yields, and we did this massive experimentation on the fiscal side during the pandemic. And so my guess is the 20s are going to be just the opposite of both. We're already seeing that right now from the central bank. whoever is the president in 24 is going to be dealing with debt dynamics that are so dire. And so
so dire that this is the 1970s?
No, so dire that we're going to have fiscal retrenchment. And that fiscal retrenchment means that if we don't have fiscal retrenchment, then everything that we spent, if you think about the teens, which was all about suppressing yields, right? Mm-hmm. I think the 20s will be just the opposite. I mean, higher term premiums in bond markets, higher term premiums in stock markets. They'll be just the opposite of what we experienced the last decade. So in a time when there's too much money, which is why we have inflation, and too much fiscal spending, something like crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, where there's a finite amount of that will have value at some point, someday. I don't know when that will be, but it will have value. That scarcity.
And the value at a much higher number than where we are today.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
So anyway, so you got that. So basically what Paul Tudor Jones was saying, and we must listen to experience because he is experienced. Basically what he was saying is that he was basically saying that the bear market is here to stay. It's going to take a while for equities and crypto to rebound, but he does think when crypto rebounds, it's going to be much higher. And he specifically stated Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so, you know, I just feel like Bitcoin and Ethereum, you cannot go wrong with those two cryptocurrencies. All right, so there we go. Now, number 3, BNB chain. I told you all I started accumulating BNB, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, and I've just been dollar cost averaging into BNB, and I'm really excited about this investment. Recently, the BNB chain was hacked. They were hacked because they were using a bridge. And so these bridges are really, really tricky, apparently, because it seems that a lot of these chains that get hacked, they get hacked while they're using a bridge to do transactions. The thing that I love about BNB, and you can see it's so stable, the first thing they did a letter to the community. And the letter says, update. First, we want to apologize to the community for the exploit that occurred. We own this. CZ is phenomenal. He is the CEO of Binance, and he is just, he's just first class. And so he goes on to explain how decentralized chains are not designed to be stopped, but by contacting community validators one by one, we were able to stop the incident from spreading. And they just talked about everything. And actually, the hackers stole about 500 million, but they were able to get back at least 400 million of those dollars in a very quick time, which was phenomenal. BNB chain is just, I think it's something that you have to own in your portfolio. Not financial advice, but I've been dollar cost averaging. I do believe they're going to be a winner. Also, even with this hack in their chain, take a look at the BNB token. It goes for like $270 per token. And if you look at the history of the BNB token, the all-time high was $686. They are down 60% from their all-time high. So BNB is down 60%. And if you look at just to compare Bitcoin, just to see from the all-time high, Bitcoin is down 72%. So Bitcoin is down 72% from its all-time high. BNB is only down 60%. That's a 12% difference. And that, for me, it just goes to talk about the stability of the token and the strength of the token as well. So I am all in on BNB, and that's just, it's used for a lot of different things. The leadership is phenomenal, so it's a project that I believe in. All right, Cardano. Charles Hoskinson is the CEO of IHOK, Input Output Hong Kong. Anyway, if you've never heard any of his interviews, you must listen to him. He is just phenomenal. He's just a phenomenal guy. He is developing a fantastic chain. I've been into Cardano since it was 5 cents. Here is the Cardano roadmap. I remember I got in around Byron. I remember Shelley. Gauguin was all about smart contracts. Now we're into Basho. And Basho, this particular phase, is about scaling. And most recently, Cardano had the Vassal hard fork, and that was to scale the blockchain. And so you can read this. I'll link these articles in the description. But Cardano, I believe, is going to be a big winner, and I just feel like it's one that I have to maintain in my portfolio long term. All right, and Charles talks about some of the pros and cons, well, really just the cons of Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I'll add this article as well. He talks about their flaws, and maybe he's right, I don't know. But anyway, that's that. But Cardano is just, I believe, one. They're continuing to develop the blockchain. Charles has a fantastic vision. It's just the proof of stake and just the technology itself. I think it's just going to be a win-win. And finally, last but not least, Ethereum. And first of all, Ethereum is the most well-known altcoin, and is much more than just another cryptocurrency for many investors and enthusiasts alike. And despite its rough first half of the year, experts predict it could still get back to above $4,000 this year. I think with Ethereum, it's just the price prediction for 2023 is between 2,400 and 5,000. The price prediction for 2025 is between 5,700 and 10,000, and the price prediction at 2030 is about $15,000 or more. Not financial advice. Here's the biggest thing that makes me excited about Ethereum. Is a differentiating feature for Ethereum, unlike Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, is its utility. I look for projects that have utility. The utility as a software network that allows developers to build and power new tools, apps, and NFTs. The blockchain-based software network has many uses, and applications across the tech world, especially for gaming, music, entertainment, and decentralized finance, making it one of the most popular and widely used cryptos this past year and for the last several years. So anyway, Ethereum is my last one, and the price could really explode. I think, for me, my portfolio would not be a crypto portfolio without owning any Ethereum. So these are my top 5 cryptos. Like I said, these cryptos account for between 60 to 70% of my total crypto investment. So I have thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in these 5 cryptos alone. And like I said, I own about 15 different cryptos, but they account for a smaller amount of my investment. Now, one was that I didn't mention was Chainlink, and you all know I talk about Chainlink. I'm gonna die on that hill. Just in all transparency, I did put in about maybe 25 to 30,000 in Chainlink, and it's worth about maybe 5,000. So my Chainlink investment has taken a huge hit. However, I still own the tokens and the crypto. I haven't sold any of those. I've just held on to them, and hopefully it will rebound. There's no sense in selling it now. I've already taken the hit. So that, if I had to add another crypto, it would have been Chainlink, because I did put a substantial amount of money into that particular crypto. Okay, so there you go. These are my top 5 crypto investments, and I'll talk a little bit more about some other cryptos that I own. I still have Stellar Network, I have Harmony One, I have Zilliqua, I have Atom, I have Arweave. I've got a bunch of other ones as well that I'll talk about at another time. So my name is Ida. We are in a bear market. So guess what, guys? It doesn't matter. Any good news doesn't matter. I am just taking advantage of the market right now. I'm not investing much money in crypto. I've actually began to increase some positions in my stocks that I like, and I'll share some of those at a later time. And that's it, really. So anyway, thank you all for listening to me, and I hope that your portfolios are growing, and I hope that you're learning and getting something from this. And don't forget to click on like, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Take care. I am out.